be in the sky before a nigga in a dick. That's right, yeah. Bitches flights. I'ma tell you now, you need some guidance in your life. I'ma tell you now, you might be blinded by the light. You a goddamn fool. The pilot man flew, flight boss. Yeah, esoteric license DMV. Like the pictures that I gotta have your ass seeing 3. This shit is uncut and I ain't talking BT. I'ma tell you right now, you just hop DMT. That's right, yeah. Flight boss can fly. If you ain't spiritual, well look, I hope you caught a ride. I'm asking God, can you come down and show me all the signs, just so I can know how to approach and where to draw the line. That's right. You was wondering the court of law. Yeah, prosecutor trying to sort it out. Yeah, why you trying to make your lawyer fall? Yeah, you know that you can't afford it all, so you gotta get the straps. Please don't make me nervous, bitch, like I'm 50 Cent. Bitch, before I die, best believe I'm getting rich. I be in the sky before a nigga in a dick. That's right, yeah. Bitches flights. I'ma tell you now, you need some guidance in your life. I'ma tell you now, you might be blinded by the light. You a goddamn fool. The pilot man flew, flight boss. You not understanding shit. The pilot man never met a bitch. He always be high off the cannabis. When we in the sky, why are you panicking? Any problems that I got, I can handle it. And I will never do no pandering. I hold my gun, I'll never jam again. I'ma leave you stuck and still like a mannequin. My propellers on my plane is a head of shit. And bitch, I'm right after some candles lit. But you get lit up like some candlesticks. Just like MC Hammer, I'll leave you desert, bitch. You won't survive from all the damages. Ship because your ass came round. Make your ass do a 360. Turn your ass into James Brown. Yeah. Now watch him drop and fall. Some shit that could nobody stop at all. Can't tell me that a bride is not the cause. You wonder why that bitch forgot her drawers. Flight boss. Get the straps. Please don't make me nervous, bitch, like I'm 50 Cent. Bitch, before I die, best believe I'm getting rich. I be in the sky before a nigga in a dick. That's right, yeah. Bitches flights. I'ma tell you now, you need some guidance in your life. I'ma tell you now, you might be blinded by the light. You a goddamn fool. The pilot man flew, flight boss.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your Mars in Sagittarius transit talk. Okie dokie. This live will most definitely be available, regardless of if you are a part of the membership tier or not. Transit talks are always available. Once I get all of these ripped, they will also be on Spotify. Something to keep in mind. Oh yeah. There's a lot of angles that we are gonna take with this transit. Particularly, I want to focus on the I Told You So Part 3, I Told You So Tour 2023, or the I Told You So 2023 tour. Yes, there is a 2024 tour. This is really just preparing for that one. This is just to let people know, oh yeah, we are out here. Okay. We did part 1, part 2, part 3. By part 2, the people who were hating or the people who were mind blown that you presented receipts that go against their fabric of reality because they fake as fuck. Excuse my language, but you don't have to excuse it. This started to add Teflon, the natural strength that you had planted in Taurus based on your own authenticity, because that's the dopest thing about Taurus. It's your values. This is all you, right? Well, now you transform the quality of that into Teflon. So people are trying to get at you. People want you to be lower, sink lower, and it's just not working. You're ascending. So this is part 3 where you were already laying the smack down. I'm telling you, I told you so. Greatest hits is coming. This is the year we make the hits And then coming in the next year, you know, we come into the greatest hits. So like, yeah, B, this is the part of the tour where Sagittarius is headlining with Venus, and like you were already laying the smackdown. Now you are just a terrorist eviscerating. You know how Sagittarius will just go in on you. You know how you don't even have to do anything. You could literally be just there in the room. Sagittarius doesn't even have to know you. Sagittarius could be talking to their friend and you just caught 50,000 vicious strays. Like, yeah, that's why you're lame. At least see how you're just like that bitch ass nigga over there looking weird in the corner. Who wears shoes like that? That's what you're like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what even possessed you to wear this, sir? And just go in on you like for no indiscriminate. I was just minding my business, and now my entire wardrobe and way of speaking has just been violated. And then you have the audacity to be right at the same time. You're terrorists. You're terrorists. This is one time. You know how Sagittarius could just flame you and then go on like they did not just eviscerate your reality. These people exist. I don't know why you'd want to date them. I know they're the hottest, but still. It's just not, it's just, the shit don't even make sense anymore once you start to like enter that territory. So we're centering this transit on the god of war. Okay, understand that Sagittarius is the only zodiac sign with a projectile weapon. All right, why? Like, listen, this is what I'm trying to teach y'all when I teach astrology. First of all, men are weird and women are strange. I want to always just say that, but you know what I'm saying? Pisces is strange. You know, Aquarius is weird. Sagittarius, I want to teach y'all that Sagittarius, the more you understand what Sagittarius is as a perspective, Sagittarius is a little weird. Like Aquarius is weird, but like Sagittarius is a little weird. Don't you like the more you think about it, they gonna make you think that Gemini is crazy because we be crazy as a motherfucker. You're welcome. But like Sagittarius is a little weird. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen someone be like, hey, I'm seeing that this is going to happen before anyone sees what's happening in the present moment? They're like, yeah, I see this is going to happen. And then it happens. Isn't that like a little weird to you? That's not a little weird to you. Have you ever, how come if you ever met a Sagittarius woman, they somehow know how to work their way around a gun? How come all of y'all know your way around a gun? How come, like, if you have never shot a gun ever in your life, but I put a projectile weapon in your hands, you will already figure it out within the first, like, well, what's that about? What's that about? That's not a little weird to you? Seriously, like, hold on, how do you know what that gun is? That gun is? How do you know how to switch the gun? That's not a little weird to you? How come like most Sagittarius women have military experience? What? That's not a little weird? Have you ever seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith, bro? That's how you gotta listen. I'm not trying to snitch, but if you're dating a Sagittarius, especially the ladies, but if you're dating a Sagittarius, you gotta give them the test. You gotta give them the test. Just like accidentally drop a glass around them. Just accidentally drop like a glass, something that's gonna break around them, and watch their instincts kick in. And then you got to pull the Beretta out and just start smashing. Like, well, that's not a little weird to you? These motherfuckers are just secret agents in the face ass. Just like what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Do that though. I promise you. If you're with a Sagittarius and they don't catch it, they could have been like, oh shit, what if they want me to catch? So you're not in the clear. You're not in the clear if they don't, because they could have entered. But if they catch that shit, you just exposed them. they're gonna do some hyper instinctual shit like, bitch, I dropped this shit behind you in your blind spot. How did you catch that shit? Like, yeah, did you drop this? Sagittarius always gonna look at you like David Blaine. They swear they're Pisces. Like, did you catch this? Did you drop this? Bitch, you're not Pisces. Stop. 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 Sagittarius is Jamie Foxx just effortlessly throwing a football halfway across a full basketball stadium and actually sinking it and swishing it. Like, that shit is not a little weird. Like, all the years of athleticism that you've had somehow justifies this freakishly amazing athletic behavior. Y'all are not slick. Listen, this is going to be very biased. So you might have to listen to another astrologer, okay, when it comes to this, because this is coming from a Gemini perspective. Sag is our op. Sag is my op. Okay, so like I'm not even excited to do this transit. All right, Mars is in my op sign right now. They're gonna be hating on us the whole season. This is a Gemini that's gonna be catching strays the whole season. Virgo, you gonna catch strays too, but Virgo, you give everybody strays, so you don't care. Pisces, you know you gonna get strays, but you're in denial. You just stay in denial. Pisces stay doing that like they weren't talking about me. Pisces, they literally said your name. They weren't talking about me though, for real. No, they literally just used the only. So you can stay in denial, Pisces. Gemini's just gonna get all the strays. I'm not excited about this. I'm not excited about this at all. We don't have Virgo for support. So people just gonna be making shit up and believe in it. And it's just like, could you just think, like, if you just used your brain and just look for receipts, you would see none of this is true. But Sagittarius is going to put the swag on it, or they're just going to look super hot. So people are just going to be like, no, they can't tell no lie. And like, sorry. Anyway, for some reason, we have the god of war in the sign of projectile weaponry. Okay, if that already is terrifying. Okay, it was when Mars was here that Kobe and Gigi died. People don't want to talk about that. The square of Mars and Sag to Neptune and Pisces, they were flying the helicopter and it was fog. Like this, it's never a good thing when Mars is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a terrorist. They're going to front like they're philosophical and sell you dreams because they can show you a vision that nobody can paint for you. But when they're done, it's just devastation and destruction in their wake. So I have to do my best to explain to you. No, don't play with me, Devin. Don't play with me, Devin. Don't fucking play with me, Devin. Y'all are the only niggas in the Zodiac that will literally burn everything and be like, but did you die though? Y'all are the only motherfuckers who we literally have to have Virgo hear your story. Because Virgo be like, hold on, this is what they mean. Okay, y'all be like, no, it was all right. And then we find out you almost died 3 times. So it was all right means, hold on, what does that mean? Like, stop. Y'all don't even care. I had a Sag tell me that, dog. And he was not even trying to be sarcastic. He wasn't trying to be facetious. He was genuinely coming from the heart. Like, I don't know what people find dangerous about this place. People are always talking about Mexico, it's dangerous and stuff like that. I mean, I almost died twice. Like, and he didn't even tell me that in the moment. I had to ask him more stories, and then he's just going casually remember, oh yeah, you know, one of them almost stabbed me and I almost died. Could you chill, Sag? Can you chill? Why is Kai Cenat wilding out on every live and just fucking breaking records? Like, it's just a recipe for disaster. And thankfully you have Gemini as your op, so you can just blame Gemini for everything you do. And like, you have more swag than us. Like if Kai Cenat says something, bro, if Taylor Swift, if Nicki Minaj says something, and then Azalea Banks says something, who are you going to believe? Let's just be real. If Taylor Swift, no, Nicki Minaj says that something happened, and then Azalea Banks says something happened, who are you gonna believe? Who are you? It wouldn't even matter if Azalea Banks said the truth. You're gonna be like, oh, we don't like her though. Why did she say that? We ain't trying to hear it from her. We ain't trying to hear it from her. Okay? Do you hear what I'm saying? It is what it is. Taylor Swift doesn't even have to fucking say anything. She could just poop. She can literally take a shit. And people will be like, no, see, like, you have to understand what the shit symbolizes is more of her just defecating. She didn't just take a poop. It's like, are you serious? How can you just do anything and make it pop? And the answer to that is Virgo. And also Libra. But like, it's just like unfair. Now, I can't call it unfair because Libra is Sagittarius's best friend, and they're like the fairness of shit. So like they it's like being best friends with the referee of a game, and they're just always going to anyway. So if you have Gemini rising energy, if you have Gemini moon, Gemini sun perspective, if Taurus, you're not safe either. Cancer be washing Sag, so Cancer, you'll be all right. But like Taurus, Gemini, Pisces, Aries, Sagittarius loves you. Sagittarius loves you, Aries. So like you don't have to worry. Taurus, be a little bit careful. All right. Gemini, Pisces, you'll be all right, but they will throw shade. You could just be in denial like you usually be. So Taurus, Gemini, if you just be like feeling mad, people throwing shade at you, if you just feel like this collective sense of just like, outright hatred, that's the Sag. That's the first thing I gotta say. All right, if you're a Sag rising, sun or moon, you're probably behind all of this shit. So like you probably got the arsenal with you. You probably are like Arsenal, and you just about to fuck shit up. Okay, it's actually an amazing time to be a Sagittarius, because now if we reverse perspective, shout out to Marilyn who just joined Infinity Club. Nice to know you, Libra sun. Are you born after 95? Are you new gen or Pluto Scorpio? Let's know. But excuse me, if you are on the opposite end, I gave you the Taurus and the Gemini perspective. Now, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius sun, I want you to confirm this for me. Okay. You might find that it might have been opposite for you. So like coming into March, coming into May, mad people were talking shit. People didn't even allow you to say anything. They were already talking shit. They're already trying to go in. And then coming into September, people started to like shut up a little bit because you got receipts. And I want to know if that resonates with you, because now if you're Sag rising, if you're Scorpio rising, Sun, Moon, Cap rising, this is where it's like your revenge. This is literally your revenge arc that you didn't ask for. Now they're getting now everything is in your block, and your game is gonna be like, remember you said this to me, Mars, bang. Remember you said that, bang, bang, and that's a devious position to be. That's a devious position to be in. Oh, Capricorn moon, Aqua rising. Okay, all right. I see you. I like that. That's what's up. So, yeah. Shout out to the high queens. Shout out to the Aqua risings. And the high nobility. So, it's kind of wild, because if we talk about what this is actually making happen, what I'm going to really break down with the transit, and that's why I want to start here, right? At the first degree. This is going to carry to like December. January 4th. January 3rd, January 4th is where this is going to end. So if we look at the connection Mars has to Saturn, we're going to look at the connection it has to Neptune. We're going to look at the post-harvest with Jupiter and Uranus. These are going to be very amazing markers that will help you understand during the next month why and how your experience of superpowers and supernatural abilities that you have built for the past 6 months are just going to go out of control, just like pop, 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 pop. And it's so very important that we acknowledge that you have already established the smackdown on these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers being anyone who defied your authority. Authority pertaining to those of you who maintain that integrity, because everybody, of course, had the download pack of Sun, Saturn, Aquarius in February of 2023, but not everybody maintained that integrity. So, of course, backed by this integral authority, you have been with that integrity, maintaining authenticity against anybody, any force, any influence that has set itself up against you because of how your authenticity makes them feel uncomfortable, because of how you indirectly or directly expose the living bejesus of how much a lie that their life is. So they have to be insecure and now make you feel guilty or feel like you should be ashamed because you're basically just being you, be aligning with truth, right? A lot of what I'm saying is vague and can apply to so many situations. So this is why over the course of these few months, I'm not just talking about your relationship with just one person. We're spanning a vibration, that vibe, of course, pertaining to whether expressed through beliefs, philosophies, commercials, subliminal messaging, outright arguments, outright gang stalking. However, this takes place, it's all dependent on the frequency you're emitting. And of course, how you're always going to have aligning in tune frequencies and you're going to have opposite frequencies. So, this is so very important relative to the receipts, the reality, the evidence, and the quality of such evidence that through September you produced, you had integrated. And the first part of this I Told You So tour, you established. Mars is going to really take this to the next level. This is the completing ascended. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Completing ascension of power is what the title should say, but it's still cool anyway, because what we're basing this on is the immediate Mars square Saturn aspect that we see, of course, in the Saturn Pisces, Mars Sagittarius. That is a 270-degree completion. Power Mars Ascension Sagittarius. So it's important because it's only now that you're going to see the completion of this ascension of powers through you seeing the effects of, oh my goodness, I'm awakening. And you have been awakening, but now at this crucial period, it's putting you in a position to, with the awareness of the sun guiding you, and then Mercury, your brain already getting ready to control this. Remember, guys, Sagittarius is the first of the God signs. Okay. Aries to Cancer is the individuals. Okay. And then Leo to Scorpio are the socials, aka the supers. And then Sag to Pisces are the gods, y'all. These are the collectives. So we are very much so ascending. But now once we bring into the nature, the phases of the communication it is having with these outer planets and how they are harvesting and how this is the effect of the breakthrough, that's the first thing I want to establish. This is going to be very rewarding for those of you who have invested in the genius of your own natural quality. All right. This doesn't, it's not really skill based here. They're natural facets of your own brain and spirit function that you have integrated and intertwined in your own behavior routine. And this is very, 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 very controversial because a lot of this goes against with Pluto and Capricorn. The last time Pluto was in Capricorn was the 1700s. So if you think about all the science, all the religion, all of the traditions since the 1700s that you knowingly or unknowingly may have been forced to partake in, to basically be influenced directly or indirectly by, just by you being you, you're destroying it. It's literally the perpetual challenge of, are you conforming to this extreme revival of this, or are you, of course, not conforming to this extreme understanding or pressure coming through this? And if we keep Pluto in Capricorn as an analogy for that quality, a lot of what you have integrated is now getting ready to break through and awaken at this final level. And relative to 2020, which kind of brought in the reset of awakening this at this higher level, 2023 going into 2024 is quite literally the final part of this process, where we can say 2020 you planted the seed. Well, the seed is blossoming. What do you do when the seed blossoms? So there's several angles we're going to take this. The first thing I want to keep to your mind is Sagittarius is the ascension into godhood. The elites, the elite four is Sag, Cap, Aqua, and Pisces. The elites are Cap, Aqua, and Pisces. So Sagittarius adjusts your altitude so you can get ready to now direct this perspective at the higher level. So if we look at what breakthrough represents with that third arc during the fall, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, it is quite, this is why we say Libras take you to the top. Libra would represent that cardinal function of going from the ground to the sky, representative of partnering with other people, right? If I am actively gaining a higher perspective, Sagittarius is quite literally that ascension. If Gemini is enlightenment based on a truth, then we are taking that and we are ascending into a higher perspective, which can come about through realizations, realizing realizing, you know, truths, clarity, meaning. Okay. So you have to keep in mind that everything that, as we ascend in degree, you are coming into realization of, is leading you to the Capricorn transit. And guess what? Mars is in its exaltation in Capricorn. So you're getting ready to graduate. What you're going to experience over the next few weeks is going to be you crystallizing new concepts that you have been in faith perfecting, that you will quite literally see now. So there are a lot of principles that you might have had to learn very fast, principles that took people their whole life that you had to get in a short amount of time, that this Mars and Sag transit is going to outright show you completely. This is what's going to really bring to a fruition all your hard work. And this is why it's part of the I told you so tour and the breakthrough arc, because a lot of what you're breaking through is going to go against themes you were taught since a child. It's going to go against the millions of dollars of research that is being put into pointless projects by people who don't realize how delusional they are, but because they speak with a certain level of rhetoric, they confuse people to think that they know anything, even though most of what they know is just theoretical. Okay. So many of you may become full on targets knowingly or unknowingly, because if you just living and breathing are facilitating experiences that go against what people are pouring millions of dollars of research into, then it's no longer a philosophical battle. You're hurting people's pockets. If the way that you live your life goes against religious beliefs that have been beat into people to accept, you're fucking the game up. And so this could very realistically make you a target. It would at least be one thing if you were just saying it and you were convincing people of an idea. But what is making you a threat is that you are grounding all of these principles in reality. You can pull receipts real time. And that now irreparably is transforming the status quo. And that's why we need to put things in context. Saturn is getting ready to bring in the new world order. All right. GTA 6. GTA 6 is coming out 2025. I want you to go back to 1995. 1995, when you were a kid and Rugrats came out, or maybe you were a little older, and they stopped playing reruns and they started to produce original cartoons. There was a renaissance of sorts in music, movies. In 2 years, in a year, we're going to have another renaissance. 2025, the next frontier of technology, music, movies. That means it's cooking right now over the next 2 years. Okay. First GTA came out in 97. GTA 6, if you think about it, it's crazy how life imitates art and art imitates life. 6 is the lover's card in the tarot. And so GTA 6 is featuring for the first time a story mode with a woman and a guy who are lovers. All right. That's not I'm not saying that someone reads tarot and based off of tarot, they don't have to, because these are principles that play out in life and in art. So it's something to keep in mind that now these unconventional couplings are going to be a huge theme of this new world order, in, of course, establishing new identities, Saturn and Neptune and Aries. So I definitely I definitely want to put you in a very excited frame, because shit is about to get really real really quick. By the time Mars enters Capricorn and Mercury is in its retrograde coming out of Capricorn, and the sun has already conjuncted Pluto, you are using your powers at a god level. I want to make sure we're clear here. By the time we come into the end of the year, coming into the first few months of the next year, you're using these new, remember, you just had an evolution cycle in March. So you've harvested it October, you're completing that harvest end of the year. So by the end of the year, you are using newly fresh abilities and applied concepts. You are understanding how to use it at advanced levels. It's very real. That's why I need to take you back to the summer. The summer was very important. Coming out of August, coming into September, you started to see those seeds break through the ground. You started to really feel at a very powerful level these concepts actually apply. You know what I'm saying? You started to personally experience synchronization of your ideas and the causality between how it plays out for real, but it was still harvesting. By the time we come into just a few short weeks, you're using it now and you know how to use it. And don't worry, 2024 is going to bring through another arc of this. Whereas Jupiter and Taurus is just having us manifest this physically. And then next year in Gemini, we're going to be able to play with it. So that's the cool thing about this year. It's materializing very unconventionally and suddenly the quality of your own power. And it's preparing for Pluto and Aquarius that's going to now take this reimagineering of your physicality so that you can step into an energy revolution. The revolution is an energy revolution. The revolution is an energy revolution. The revolution is an energy revolution. Okay. 2025 is the new world order. So the reason why it doesn't make sense to put anything out before 2025 is, would you ever put something out right when something is about to end? It's like if you're about to throw something away, you're not going to put something out because it doesn't make sense. Like if I want to get your attention, am I going to put it out right when people are leaving the movie at the credit scene? You feel me? So that's why you're going to see things pushed back. People are going to want to release things next year. If it gets pushed back, it's because everything that you have ever understood as a concept since the 1700s is ending, especially the 1800s. You are going to see an end to everything. We want to look how Pisces is the last sign, and then Saturn is a totality of everything material, our understanding of the universe, our understanding of society, our understanding of philosophies and religion, our understandings of government, everything. That's why you've been seeing it creep and erode. You've been seeing this person get exposed, that person get exposed. So we've reached the critical element, what we call the beginning of the end of the world during this apocalypse arc, where you're going to see the world end. This is going to make way for a new world order, which is represented through the new generation, the bridge generation of people born in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then the new generation of people born in the 90s and 2000s that are going to create the new world. That's going to establish itself 2025. By the time Uranus goes into Gemini 2026, it's futuristic in this bitch. So for those of you who are woke for real, you know that the fact that we're going to establish a new world order 2.5-year arc from 2025 to 2027, you know that presupposes that the war to fight and establish what direction we move this new world order in is happening now. It is happening now. All right. And now, before we even kick it off, this Mars in Sagittarius transit is going to be responsible for the conflicts all around the world and in your life that will lead into the next 2.5 years of outright war. Saturn is testing the collective and the integrity of its beliefs to see what is going to happen and what direction we move in over the next 2 years. So you literally have been prepared for this your whole life. All the wiles and evils of the dark forces are going to take in everything they've ever tried to use against you, and they're going to give you their final move. This is the final boss series. Okay. Everyone who fell for the okie doke in the past is probably going to fall for the okie doke again, provided that they have not learned from the past and transformed. But you have pretty much made it through every test. This represents the final level, guys. You can do this. I want to kind of make sure we're clear that Capricorn, once we get the Sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, that's a final boss. Once we have the Sun square Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, those are mini bosses. And then we have the final stage of the final boss, the Sun Saturn conjunction that will kick off the beginning of the end of the world, and then the Neptune disillusionment. boom, that will set us on the 2024 arc to deal with these conflicts that will start. And then boom, 2025, that's going to bring in a new world order. So I just want to make sure we're clear. It's happening now. This Mars in Sagittarius is taking 3 to 5 years worth of you awakening power in your soul, and then also integrating concepts they did not teach you in church or school at a very rapidly accelerated pace. Because before you step into Capricorn season and use this new power to literally beat the game, you are coming into the experience of ascending into that power. So this is where you're going to see it. Everything that I've been saying since March, especially, this is where you're going to start to see it. And you've already started to see it, but this is where you're going to fully see it. This is where it's going to make sense into the meaning of a lot of synchronicities you've analyzed. What does that mean? What does that mean? This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. And you have to understand that this is it because it's preparing you for the next 3 months. Let's go, guys. This is it. Michael Jackson. This is it. This is it. The revolution is an energy revolution. And it's not just any energy revolution. It is the celestial, supernatural energy revolution. The revolution that is coming is a supernatural energy revolution that will, at a collective level, awaken the ability for any human being, any living being with a life force to harness their own energy for supernatural and super effects. Something that for a good couple of centuries, humanity has been blinded about and deliberately lied to about. So that's what's going to make this very controversial. People who have already kind of seen through this are going to be hip to this. People who don't have a good foundation of this are going to be made to be lied to about the effects of this. So the revolution in a nutshell is, hey, you can harness your own energy like it's a vehicle. You can harness your body like it's a vehicle. Sarah, thank you very much. I'm going to upload it very shortly. All right, amazing. Imagine if you didn't need a light bill, you didn't need a gas bill, everything that you pay money for in the system, everything that infrastructure is built off of. What if you provided that? What if all you had to do was work out your body so at maximum physical capability, you didn't need to pay an electric bill because you can produce electricity? Yeah, the quality of your electricity may not be like the quality of your neighbor's electricity. So now we barter energy. Now it's like, hey, could you charge this? And maybe your energy is more suited towards what they lack, and you're creating a new type of civilization. What if you didn't need to pay phone companies because you had a telepathic broadband? What if you see what I mean? Like the energy revolution. What if you didn't necessarily need to rely yourself on the system because your own energy was currency? What if now this discovery exposed the fact that you were lied to deliberately about this? Because why would we let you know you can do this if you can just pay us to have you rely on us, and then deliberately teach you that you don't have the potential for this, and do not condition you in a way to naturally develop this through your childhood? Many people would call this a conspiracy. And that's why I'm saying the revolution is energy. You're not going to need me to tell you this, because by the time Pluto goes far into Aquarius, everyone's going to be experiencing this. It's just some people will not believe it's their own energy. And if they let the deception deceive them, all right. And that's the cool thing. Every concept that I just said right now, you're going to be seeing over the next month. And I have to establish how it's the first time you're going to be seeing something like this, because it's the first time you're completing and evolving and ascending into something like this. So that's the first thing we'll start the transit off with. The first decade, we want to respect how the sun is traveling with the god of war, Mars, and how this is really bringing this in. Christian Dixie, thank you very much. I see you have ordered the Mars in Sagittarius report. Before I start, let me actually just talk about that. For those of you who are interested in getting a breakthrough or breakdown of Mars and Sagittarius, I will, of course, make very clear how this is going to affect you. Christian just ordered one right now, so that means there's 14 spots left for those of you who want it, and that means there are 9 spots left at half off if you use the discount code Mars. Link in the description below. For those of you who would also like a live reading, you are welcome to click the Hipsy link below. I think I have 20 spots for anyone who wants a tarot card, or for anyone who wants, of course, a live astrology reading. So, please understand that in the simplest way I can say, magic has been nerfed from you. The understanding of magic, and like everything that you have been told about who you are. All right. You were on one side, you were told it's demonic, so that even if you did know it was real, you wouldn't believe that it's good. And on the other side, you're told it's not even real. So, you might not even believe that it's real, even if you did think it's good. So this transit is going to show you beyond this. By your own actions, you are going to be experiencing experiences that confirm everything that you've been questioning about your reality. It's going to show you the meaning of new concepts that you started to experiment and analyze. And at this final stage of the I Told You So tour, let us make sure this is all based on everything that you presented October. The Libra eclipse was very iconic because that was the first part of the I Told You So. Okay. So with that being said, you presented receipts in part 1 of the I Told You So tour. That was what enabled you to go on to part 2 and 3. September, coming into the end of summer, you integrated and put together every fact that you ever had, right? This, for some of you, was like a greatest hits. And Libra season is where you presented them. Classic case in point. Psychic abilities are pseudoscientific. There's no such thing as predicting. There's no such thing as clairvoyance. So Libra season, I took my receipts and I was like, hey, I predicted that there would be oh yeah, that's definitely in the works. Definitely in the works. Bible study and a biblical series. I predicted that there would be a terrorist attack in Paris, and the next day it happened. I also predicted there'd be a leak. I also predicted there'll be a riot. Like, now I realistically have a long line of receipts for people who might be like, oh, this isn't real. Bitch, yes, it is. What do you call it? What do you call coincidence that happens 3 times in a row? All right. Just like I presented those receipts, every single one of you watching me has had experiences, and they don't have to be like psychic in nature. This could be like, you have receipts that you can bench 50 pounds more than you used to be able to bench, and people said that you won't be able to do that. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be people doubting you, right? But the reason why this is very important is everything that you provided receipts for, and then you now put the sauce on Scorpio season. Mars representing actions, okay, is now your own demonstration speaking for itself. Your actions will be demonstrating the evidence you've already presented. That's why Libra season was so very important. I Told You So tour part 1, Stage 1 of breakthrough. You moved in the cardinal direction to present. Virgo receipts. Libra is the polishing. We practice in Virgo, and then we actually play the game we practice for in Libra. Okay, so Sagittarius is where our actions are demonstrating for us. And it's where you get to see the experience and meaning of it. So, for example, what does it mean that I'm able to, I predicted this person's death. I predicted this person's death. I predicted a new artist's death hours before it was reported they died. So what does it mean that I did that? That's what this season is finna show you. And once you come into that full meaning, you're going to take it up the mountain in Capricorn. The reason why I'm using myself as an example is I'm expressing this at the baby Gemini level. Gemini is a kid. So like if I'm doing this, it's a large probability that a lot of you are having experiences like this in your own unique way at even higher levels, okay? At even greater varying experiences. And the first thing we want to analyze is that square of Mars to Saturn and Neptune will induce this sense of psychosis. Seeing instant synchronicities at the level you do unconsciously can induce this loopy feeling that is taking a lot of what your brain has had to process and almost disassociate it real time. And this is where if you're feeling crazy and you don't know why you're feeling crazy, that's the feeling of liberation. Others of you won't be feeling crazy. You're just going to be like, oh, nice. We're back in action, baby. But there is a mutable, passionate exhilaration that you will continue to experience moving forward because you are literally uplifting and blasting off out of so many misconceptions. For those of you who, so this is going to be for those of you who have been conditioned to accept falsities. Sag is going to show you it's been a lie through your experience. That's the coolest thing about this. So it's not somebody telling you, hey, your life is a lie. No, it's you putting the pieces together. Basically, Virgo season was where you put the puzzle pieces together, and Sagittarius season is where you're looking at the puzzle like, oh shit, what the fuck? That's what this means? So like you put it together. No one's putting shit in your ear. The way that you see that picture, someone else can look at that same picture and believe the opposite shit and be like, oh, I believe the opposite. So it's not like that's where, of course, Saturn will test the integrity of that belief to make sure you're not delusional and you're actually aligned. But personally, this is it. This is it. Okay. And we start the transit off with the moon leaving Taurus and being full in Gemini. So if we go from there, from the full moon in Gemini to now, where the moon is in Virgo, we have just cleared the first crucial part of this transit. This is the first part of this Mars and Sagittarius transit that is increasing the synchronization quality and frequency of the experiences. We want to look at Mars that at this stage is currently, all right, King Kunk's Jupiter and Taurus. I think you can see an example of this glitch in my screen right now, as I don't even think you can see my face actually recording. And this is a perfect example of your brain's inability pre-retrograde to process how quickly you'll be coming into information. This is everything once the retrograde in Capricorn finishes. it will account for these glitches. And that's because of the rapid acceleration rate of how much you're ascending. That's where this weird part, and I don't want you to look at this as a coincidence, guys. This is obviously now the chaos magic of Sagittarius trolling my webcam. And this is where we get to higher God levels of magic that science will look at as science fiction, because Sagittarius is a living magic. It's magic that's alive. It's creation magic. And it's the principle of magic that now shows you magic is the meaning. Sagittarius invites you to accept that everything is alive. Inanimate objects, planets, universes. The universe itself is sentient. You're sentient, right? There's a universe inside you. So this is now this higher ascended synchronistic alignment that if you think about speed is just distance over time. So I can just move at a certain speed. When we look at acceleration, I am building speed within that same amount of time. Okay. So the Mars and the sun in between Jupiter and Uranus here, going past 6 degrees to 20 degrees, is an exponential accelerated quality of the synchronistic frequency alignment that will be actively ascending you to where you will be glitching, especially if you have Pisces, Sag, Aquarius energy. People are going to be glitching around you and they're not going to see it because they're the ones glitching. You're going to feel like, is anyone else see? No, bitch. No, bitch. No one else is seeing it. Who else is going to see? Who else is on your level? Stop trying to play victim. Stop trying to play victim. You signed up for this shit. You signed up for this shit. Then they got to summon me to tell you, you're going to be mad at me. Stop. You're not cute. You're not cute. You're ascended. Okay? And if they glitch, that's your problem. That's because you had so much spiritual pressure, you making other motherfuckers glitch. So don't be blaming other people for over muggling around you. All right? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm going to rant. I'm going to rant right now. Do you know I got asked if I have a magical ability? The magic police showed up to my place and I got asked, do you have a magic ability? And I had to bullshit my way out of that shit. If I revealed that, they would have locked me up instantly. And they almost did try and lock me up. Do you know why the magic police is harassing Geminis? First of all, Gemini is like the first basic level of magic. So it's easy to find us around. Do you know why they're harassing us? Because some fucking Sagittariuses wanted to show their magic. What the fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers? What the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you just show this shit publicly? What is wrong with you motherfuckers? You don't think it's weird that you're the only motherfucker in the casino who keeps winning over and fucking over? You motherfuckers don't care. And then they come to us like, hey, so yeah, do you have magic? Why do you have magic? You don't. In fact, they use us to be like, okay, we're going to keep wilding until they come for Gemini. Then we'll actually. You don't even care about us. You don't even care about us. That's why I fucking respect Virgo. You think Virgo couldn't be extra? Virgo don't do too much. Virgo don't be doing too much. They balance. They gonna out magic, but they gonna hold back. You can't see Pisces shit. Pisces can show you all day. You're not gonna see that shit. So why are you showing motherfuckers, Sag? Why are you just casually throwing a football into a fucking basketball like that shit is not like that shit is normal? You don't give a fuck. Then the magic police comes for us because you just gonna fucking travel to another country so they can't catch you. Sagittarius is the definition of Carmen Sandiego. You're not catching these motherfuckers. You just fly to Romania. And now, who are they coming after? Why? What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why don't you care? I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I had to get that out my chest. I had to get that out. You just fuck up the game for everybody. For no, because you have to flex. Just because you have to flex. Come on, Sag. Come on, Sag. You know we were chilling out the magic police. You had to just reveal, just show the shit. Not even giving a fuck. Like, do you know we can see you? Yes, you do. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry to get that off my head. There's no reason why I have to fucking, then you just be over muggling people. Just over muggling people. There's no reason I should be getting harassed by the magic police because now I can't even use my magic abilities without getting like apprehended. So unfair. So unfair. So unfair. Y'all don't even care. Y'all don't even care. You're going to somehow still blame this on us. So I can't stand fire. How is Leo the center of the solar system and then Sag is the center of the galaxy? Who the fuck made fire sign? This is insane. Like the shit, there's a science to fire. Aries is the one. That's a 0 to 2-year-old. When they cry, nothing else matters. You have to attend to these motherfuckers. And then Leo gonna represent the sun. Everybody gotta revolve around this motherfucker. Is it whether you want to or not? These motherfuckers just radiate a main character presence no matter where the fuck they go. And then Sagittarius gonna have the galactic center, the center of the fucking galaxy, and they're always a part of everything. Why is Sag always a part of everything? Why is Kurt Angle somehow going to be a part of this? Like, how come everything always has a Sag as a part of it? You master instigating ass motherfucker. Like, I just can't. I just cannot. I just cannot. I just cannot at all. No. Like, the older I get, I appreciate earth signs more. And I just marvel at fire. Like, I knew I was a young dumbass kid because I used to love fire. The older I get, like, what? Y'all just be fucking shit up. Y'all really think this shit is all about y'all. This is crazy. Oh my God. And then I start appreciating water and fire more. It's just like, oh, I thought Earth was hating, and they were, but they care. I see they actually care. They was hating though, but then they care. That's why they hate. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh shit. Do you want the real answer or do you want the peace dealer answer? The peace dealer answer is you already know. She was like, "Can I meet you? You're so cute. You're so sexy. I know. I was just trying to reach out." You know what I'm saying? The real answer is no. She did not email my dusty ass back. She did not email my creepy ass back, unfortunately. But fuck the real answer. Let's go with the peace dealer answer. Yes, peace dealer, you're the best. I love you so much. Oh my God, I can't believe I ever tried to. Yeah, I took my time to respond. Oh my God. I like that answer a lot better. I like that a lot better. Yeah. So we're gonna go with the peace dealer answer. It's cool. I'm gonna give you receipts later too. Don't worry. It just some shit need to happen first. All right. But yeah. Okie dokie. I'm not gonna lie. Marilyn slid through on the emails on some audacious stuff. And I was like, okay, nice. That's what's up. And now I see you got the Aqua Rising. And now I see why. Okay. And I see Devin. Excuse me. She says she don't post her husband. She said they asked her, they asked her, aren't you gonna post your boyfriend? And she said, I only post my husband. So she was already letting you know we secretly married. All right. All right. She said she wasn't ready to post me right now. She's only gonna post her husband, but y'all don't know we already married. Okay. So yeah, my wife got a boyfriend. It's not uncommon. And shout out to him. You treated my wife well. Shout out to you boyfriends treating my wife really well right now, buying them stuff and shit. You know, that's cute. I appreciate you. You keeping us safe. You know, and sometimes your wife got a boyfriend. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I ain't tripping. Exactly. Exactly. But see, what y'all don't even understand is that, you feel me? It's already a thing. Next level game. Yeah. Uh on some real shit, I've been thinking about this. Ladies, tell me what would happen if I did this. Okay, ladies, I need your advice. I dread the day. Like if somebody ever asked me to marry them, I would be so mad that they beat me to it. Okay. So I first of all, if any woman ever asks me to marry me, don't get on your knees. Please. Don't do it in public and don't get on your knees. Please don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, please. Cause if I have to hit a oh my God, it's over for me. It's over for me. If I see you do that, you feel me? Just look at me eye to eye. In fact, don't even ask me. Just tell me. Just be like, hey, we're getting married. That's it. That's it. I gotta do it first, my G. I gotta do it first. You feel me? So here's, ladies, I need your advice. I need your advice. Okay. I decided if I was ever in a public place and somebody got on their knees and asked me to marry them, right? I couldn't just be like, get up, get up, get up. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't just be like, get up, don't do that. So instead, I would immediately get on my knees like we practice this together. I'd be like, oh, is this what we're doing? And I look eye to eye and I'd be like, and then if she asks, would you marry me? I'll just be like, would you, only if you'd marry me? Would you marry me? So like, how do you think, is that a good look? Is that a good look? Like if she got just say yes. No, if she do that, I'd hit the, oh my God, no. And it's over for me. It's done. I can't. It's a wrap. Yes, the Cap Moon would just be, perfect comeback. I swear that's what I do. I just be like, will you marry me? So it's really like I still got on my knees and it is what it is. Y'all both looking crazy. I'm sorry, I think might as well. Might as well. I would have to do it immediately so it would look like we planned it together in sync. You feel me? But like, I don't know. But like, please, like, if my future wife is here and you not waiting for me to propose to you, please don't ever get on your knees. Please don't even ask me to marry you. Just be like, bitch, marry me right now. And I'll be like, yes, my queen, let's get married. That's it. That's it. And then I can still get you to ring and propose. Like, it's cool. But just please, but see, now here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you wanted to purposefully embarrass me and do that on purpose so that you can brag to your girlfriends and be like, I proposed to this bozo. Yes, I made him so uncomfortable. I made sure I go. Then that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You feel me? You feel me? But like, I wouldn't appreciate it. But if you use that as an opportunity to troll me and just make me visibly uncomfortable, I just wasn't familiar with your game, and I can't be mad at that. I won't like that, but I can't be mad at that. It is what it is. So yeah. And no, I couldn't call her a bitch. She would probably smack the shit out of me. So I attract very strong and powerful women. So like I wouldn't even be able to like be dare like do that because they'd probably like beat the shit out of me. But like, I mean, not to say that I'm a bitch or I'm weak, but like, I don't know why I always attract like killer women too. Like they either got like the cap power, aqua power, it's wild, or Saturnian. I don't know. It is what it is. Uh, Queen Dom, yeah, I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna say it in front of her face. I only said it because my face is not within smackable territory. That's the only time I would ever refer to any of them as that. Not that I'm a bitch. Oh shit. Let me be in smackable territory. I will know exactly how to act like, oh, my queen, my princess. I love you, my princess. You're the best thing ever. And you would even still know I'm flattered. Okay. So, yes. Yeah, she's gonna actually smack me. So yeah. Um, I hope you enjoy these concepts that will literally come to life in front of your eyes. The best way to say it is that the last 6 months you took the stencil and you created lines, and then you organized the lines with which to, you know, create the structure, and now you're coloring in the lines. Sag and Pisces is depth perception. You're coloring it in. You're bringing life to it. So everything that you've experienced, I want you to kind of really, please comment an exclamation mark if this analogy applies to you. You've tapped into the next level of your abilities, but it almost feels like you've been using the free trial version, right? And yes, this will be available for replay. Comment an exclamation mark if it feels like you've been using the free trial version of your powers and abilities. That everything that you've uncovered so far is still like just a hollow shell of your true potential. Okay, if you're feeling a lot of that friction between what you're wanting to do versus what you're doing, that's because you're finally coloring it in now. This is where you're finally bringing life. This is where we're not at the free trial anymore. We're no longer at the free trial. You're literally here. I love using Elisha Eternal as an example because he's putting videos out where he's literally performing telekinesis. So like, imagine if he took that skill to the next level. Imagine if you took every ability, skill that you've learned since your life, and now you're operating with it on an ascended level. This is what's going to prepare you for the final boss battle to now quite literally shift the paradigm over the end of everything as we get ready to step into a new world order. This new world order is going to consist of a more openness and scientific literature around what used to be seen as just fantasy and science fiction. So all of these concepts that we have, in lack of scientific literature, put as superstition, fantasy. Imagine if it was all explained by science. This is the revolution of you as an individual that is going to bring this into fruition. And it's cool to know that this Mars and Sag transit is it. And not only is it happening, right? Now that Mars is 8 degrees, this was the first phase of this. This is where you're becoming omniscopic and limitless. So this first part of this brought the full moon to its third quarter square, and Venus entered Scorpio. That's the most important part of today. Okay. Venus is trining Saturn. This is intensifying the vehicle and mechanism that will stabilize the utilization of your superpowers. Evidence of this is the sextile of Mercury getting ready to retrograde in between both of these, so that your brain can control the utilization of its God level function in between these metaphysical points of wisdom and, of course, supernatural experiences and the belief required to engineer them. All right. So this is what's going to smooth in the actual control. That means everything up into this point was you seeing what was possible, and now you're actually using it. Now you're beginning to step into it. So the next stage of this that we want to see is Mars in between Jupiter and Uranus. This is the exponential curve. By the time the moon starts to transit from the full moon, the moon in Virgo to the new moon in Sagittarius, one, Mercury stations and gets ready to retrograde. That's number one. Two, Mars gets ready to quincunx Uranus. So the full moon in Gemini gave you true clarity and understanding of certain concepts that you may have thought was just an idea. And up until now, you're seeing it's real, real, real. But you still don't fully understand what it means. That's going to be that feeling of frustration, which is the seeds getting ready to harvest. So we had the moon in Gemini to the moon in Virgo. That was the first part. And then the next part is going to be the moon in Virgo to the new moon. Basically, a week ago to now was the beginning of, okay, you seeing this synchronization and seeing your abilities go through to the next level. Now, coming into the new moon is the beginning of the acceleration of this. So if we had developed an initial top speed up until now is where we're going to start to accelerate. From now until the new moon in Sag, you are not only going to witness more accelerated development of what you have just activated and harvested with the new moon in Scorpio and the full moon in Gemini, right? You unveiled the true meaning of your whole life. Well, now you are applying this real strategy and real evidence from the moon in Virgo, the analytical understanding, to prepare you for blast off. And the reason why this is very important is Neptune will be direct. Saturn is direct. Mercury will retrograde. Mercury is reevaluating the ascended God level transformation into a higher level. Now, the way you are utilizing this enhanced brain function is not like how you were using it before you didn't even know these concepts were real. So the retrograde has to have you reevaluate every single concept. What is a great example of this? It's like, okay, well, I used to have $20 to my name. Okay. And so if Mercury didn't go retrograde, well, I'm still going to think like the person who only has $20 to my name. But now that it's retrograde, in the time that it took Mercury to reach this space, I ascended from having $20 in my name to $20 million in my name. And the reason why I want to highlight 20 to 20 million is the very, very accelerated exponential growth with Jupiter and Uranus. Okay. So now Mercury has to retrograde. I have to reevaluate how I think because I'm no longer worth just $20. Now, every experience that I was in thinking like a $20 dude, I have to reevaluate my thoughts and be like, well, I have $20 million now. So before I just had to do this, now so much is open for me. Now, in this situation, so much is open for me. That is the analogy of Mercury retrograde having to reintegrate superpowers at a God level. That analogy of $20 million is the limitless potential of your own abilities that you will be seeing the effects of. Okay. Gemini is not a visual effect. Gemini activated the intellect and the thoughts we're supposed to move in the direction of. Virgo is not a visual effect. Virgo is a behavioral change that integrates the activation of this truth through our habits and behaviors. This is where we started working out in the gym, and now we're able to consistently maintain that schedule. Sagittarius is the visual effect. This is where now your body is shredded, son, because you have been putting in that consistency. The integrity of your beliefs are expressing itself through your results. Okay. And that's why, as we step into Capricorn, you're going to apply this effect to the final boss battle. And that's going to prepare you for the, of course, eclipse in April. So this new moon is very important because this is going to be the launch pad. Mind you, this new cycle is involving the god of war, new conflicts. But if we think that the moon is understanding, Mercury is coming into a processing intellect, the sun is awareness, and Venus is going to polish and clean up, Mars sets shit off. Mars is now your actual action towards it. And Mars is going to represent the way you actually set off and do what the theme of what, in this case, we're ascending is. So everything up until this new moon is strategy and analysis, experimentation and analysis. Last week, we applied experimentation. This week, we're applying analysis, and we're not going to really actually ascend into this next level until the 13th, 12th of December. That's going to be the official activation cycle where we're planting these seeds to this higher perspective. This is where it's all going to make ascended sense. We want to highlight how in proximity square Neptune, there are metaphysical underliers and outliers that will help you understand unseen principles that affect causality with Saturn here, crystallizing all of these mechanics, metaphysical mechanics. Now let's go into the next part of this transit, because we will have, of course, the activation through Moon in Capricorn, and then, of course, Moon in Aquarius. All right, this is the final activation of the new moon. Once we start to integrate this new cycle and we're basically up in space after we blast it off, boom, we officially have the Mars quincunx. I want to highlight the significance of this Mars quincunx at the very end of Sagittarius season, in the same moon and sun that we started. So as of now, where the moon is in Virgo, this represents a quality of us barely beginning to accelerate the exponential nature of how our abilities are catching up to our synchronization process. There are elements of synchronization that have been quantum to your ability to process. Like, let's say you can only process at certain intervals and lengths. What's happening to you is happening quicker than you can process. So this is going to be at an exponential quality, you finally catching up to how quickly you have been evolving, okay, through visualizing it, seeing it. And coming into next week with the new moon, it's going to reach the peak state of this acceleration. So once we get from the 13th of December to the 22nd of December, this is peak acceleration. Once we kind of move beyond the Mars-Uranus quincunx, okay, closing quincunx, the actions you're going to take will apply the transformation of how your physical senses and your ability to harness energy have transformed. You're going to be taking those actions. It's going to be it's what's happening now and will be increasing. And that's where at the point of the exponential curve, we've reached the peak. Okay. Because everything after this is just going to be beyond mind blowing. And it's very important to see that from the new moon to the end of Sagittarius season, after it starts integrating, this is what's going to bring at the highest levels of ascension the breakthrough of one, you utilizing these new abilities coming into Capricorn season with the full Taurus moon grounding. That's going to start a new lunar cycle. But also the epiphany with Mercury retrograde and the sun, where it's all going to click. So you're literally on the verge of coming into, oh, this is how I'm going to use it. Okay. And these realizations are putting together the meaning of everything you've analyzed, giving you shocking revelations. So that covers the Sagittarius season portion of this transit. Once the sun is 13 degrees Capricorn, Mars is going to enter Capricorn and it's exaltation. So I want to remind you, all this is doing is it's getting ready to position the direction you're going to take these ascended powers. So you're going to keep on coming into realization. You don't want to really, take too much serious too soon, because things are going to be constantly changing once again. Okay. And that is why once we step into the Capricorn season portion of this transit and we come into this epiphany, Mars will finally start to be within range of the 64 trigram the Neptune square. And once it squares Neptune, what do you know? Mercury retrograde is on that bitch. Okay. On a newly 25-degree Neptune Pisces. 2024 represents the year Neptune is going to make it as far into Pisces as it has for over like 100 years. So once we come into that Mercury retrograde square, it's important to see that Mercury made a 0-degree wildcard square to the sun. This was our brain processing, reevaluating our awareness. This is our brain realizing we can't think like a $20 person because the sun is showing us, hey, you have $20 million. What? Really? You're crazy. Yeah. Oh, wow. I have to change all my plans. That's the retrograde. So if that is sinking your awareness, then by the time Mercury makes it to Mars, now your brain is synced with how you set it off, your actions. So now this is where, okay, now that I'm seeing more how I have to think like a $20 million person, hey, this is what I've analyzed. Mars is going to be like, okay, this is what I do now as a $20 million person. Okay. So something to keep in mind. You want to see that as one aspect. And then the square to Neptune is going to challenge your beliefs, because you're going to be understanding and guided through unseen forces how these metaphysical principles are still existent in your real experience. And it's going to almost spiral out of what you may be comfortable with, similar to flying for the first time, and you're not used to being in the air for that long. So it's like you're having to regain new sensitivities with this new enhancement of your ascension and your abilities and perspective. So that's one of the most important parts of this transit. Boom. And that's going to lead us into now the final part of the transit, where Mars gets ready to come into its peak at the completion of Capricorn season. Where at this stage, relative to Libra, halfway across the eclipse, this is the checkpoint for the eclipse in October. At this stage, you are now directing the true nature of your integrity. So by this point, you're getting ready to use your power at God level once we step into the moon in Capricorn, but you've already also understood the integral direction you're going to maintain integrity in. A political transit like this is, are you using your powers for evil or not? We touched on this Libra season, but now this is you actually living through that integrity now that you've stepped into this ascension. Mars in its exaltation, in Cap, trining Jupiter retrograde, trining Saturn retrograde. This is where it all goes down. This is where we reach the final season of 2023, which will at this point be 2024. All right. But basically, the conclusion season that starts with 2024, even though the new year really starts at March, but personally puts you in a position to now move forward. Like at this stage, everything is in gear. Babylon is falling. The world is ending. All right. If maybe there are going to be new world powers that emerge, it's happening now. This is going to be the beginning of that. All right. I want you to see how Mars is moving forward with Venus as Mercury has come out of its retrograde, Saturn's direct, Neptune's direct, Jupiter's direct. This is it. This is it. It's everything that you built it for. Is going to prepare you for now the next level of this to straight shoot you on your arc into the new world order. This is it. It's what you've been waiting for. And that last part is to just revisit and reawaken everything at the next stage. Okay, so this is literally it, guys. This is literally it. And for this is very important because there are hidden metaphysical reasons behind why you're being made to feel guilty for expressing these abilities, shame for expressing these abilities. There's a quantum entanglement around the preface of you even being antagonized, of having to question things you shouldn't even have to question, because the ultimate end game is to just have you question your intuition when you should never question your connection with God ever. So basically, this short period is going to bring every criticism, every doubt, every controversial measure and conversation that you've been doubted on, and your own integrity will prove that it was always real. Okay. There's going to be a deviation of how you balance eccentricity with traditional standards. So, what people used to be able to, you know how, like, you know how someone will bring something trivial to try and prove you wrong? Like you're just completely telling the truth, but they'll just mention something completely trivial, like, oh, well, you didn't brush your teeth, so you don't know what you're talking about, even though what you're saying is true. That's not going to work anymore, because now the power of what you are transforming in the status quo is going to expose so much more of what used to work as just a stopgap measure, if anything. And this is going to be the final part of that I told you so tour. This is where you are doing more than just laying the smackdown on people. This is where you're going to be obliterating entire collective thoughts. You're going to be God slaying beliefs that generations of people have had. And it will make some of you a target. And you're with all the smoke, and you're going to be showing and proving. Those who know their God will do exploits. So, congratulations. This is going to really separate who are the finalists versus who fails. Because for those who don't have the integrity, that's also going to show too. For people who've been getting by on just bullshitting people, they're going to be put on the spotlight and they're going to embarrass themselves. For some of you who have had imposter syndrome and maybe you haven't been giving yourself the credit that you probably should be giving yourself, you're going to be exposed as actually being about that life. And it's going to be uncomfortable for some of you because you unconsciously blocked out the reality that you need this acknowledgement, because some of you have been so used to just being labeled weird and delusional, you're almost uncomfortable with that necessary acknowledgement. And this is going to blast you through into that because you kept it real. You are the light of hope in a world where people think that what you do is not what it is, and you're showing them the way, the truth, and the life. So I hope y'all are excited. This is definitely set to be one for the books, and you want to have as much fun with this as possible. We talked about the square of Mars to Saturn and Neptune, But we also want to take into account the quincunx with Jupiter and Uranus, that exponential effect that is harvesting, of course, now the effects of the quality of your own energy. And this is where you'll start to see very powerfully the nature of what it is you've been cooking. Okay. So you guys stay blessed as always. You guys stay blessed as always. That was crazy timing. Um, I have nothing but gratitude for you guys. And it, if anything, puts into perspective how we have manifested each other. And I think that this is most definitely going to really show all of us the results of us just fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? As a collective. And, you know, I think for those of you who've invested your energy, time, and effort into growing as a group and collective, you have to keep in mind that exponential effect is also going to come into play too. You know what I mean? And you're going to see the results of that. So it's going to bring together concepts that you didn't even think were related, and it's going to crystallize very fast. Okay. Once again, for those of you who would like a snapshot transit report, I still have a few spots available. It doesn't look like anyone wants a live reading, so I'm going to dip. And yes, until next time, you guys stay blessed as always.